Movie summary, Infinite, 2021. The story starts as man is narrating the following. There are among us a people, gifted with a perfect memory of all their past lives. They call themselves infinites. Among the infinites, two groups have vied for power, on one side the believers, dedicated to using their knowledge for the protection and growth of all humanity. Against them stand the nihilists, who see this power as a curse. In Mexico City, the last life, Heinrich Treadway attempts to evade the authorities and a man named Bathurst. Treadway and his companions, Abel and Leona, discuss the egg, which Treadway took from Bathurst. Treadway informs Abel that if he does not make it, the latter should remember to look inside. Treadway drives off a bridge, leaping from his vehicle in mid-air onto a crane 150 feet distant. However, Treadway watches in despair as Bathurst appears and murders Abel and Leona. In New York City, in this life, Evan Macaulay suffers from schizophrenia. Because of past institutionalization and history of violence, he is unable to secure employment. Needing medicines and money to pay his rent this month, Evan creates a katana sword for a local gangster, despite having no training as a bladesmith. When the deal turns disastrous, client is a psychopath and tries to cut the hand of his prostitute to test the katana sword, forcing Evan Macaulay to step in and injures one of the gangsters. Evan escapes with his katana and falls on a parked car. Evan Macaulay is later arrested and questioned by Bathurst. Bathurst begins to call Evan Treadway and asserts that they have known each other for centuries. Bathurst presents numerous items to Treadway from his former lives, attempting to stimulate his memories. When Bathurst gets Evan to recall events from his past life, Nora Brightman slams her car into the room. Nora Brightman rescues Evan. They successfully manage to shake off Bathurst and his group in a car chase. They go to a place where a plane is waiting for them. Nora Brightman explains that the visions Evans had in his entire life are not hallucinations, they are memories. Brian Porter is the director of operations and helps Nora in her field ops. There are about 500 individuals in the world who can remember all their past lives, known as the infinites. Both groups, the nihilists and the believers, believe that Evan is Treadway's reincarnation. Evan meets Garrick, the head of technology and research. Hidden within Evan's memories of his previous life is the site of the egg, the device that was created to end the world. It attacks the DNA of every living thing on the planet. If nothing is alive, there is nothing to reincarnate into. In his past life, Treadway attacked Bathurst's lab and stole the egg, and killed his Einstein, leaving him no way to recreate it. The believers must retrieve his memory and secure the egg before Bathurst gets Evan and tortures the information out of him. Evan sees some of Nora's past reincarnations on a wall. As Nora, Leona's reincarnation, explains to Evan, the infinites begin to recall things in their early years. By the time they reach puberty, they have remembered everything. This is the reason Evan was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Meanwhile, Bathurst locates Brian's location in NYC and assaults him. He brute forces his encryption to find the location of Evan. Bathurst destroys Brian with a dethroner, which destroys the memories by downloading them into a digital chip and stops the reincarnation. Despite their progress, Evan finds it difficult to recover Treadway's memories, revealed to be the result of trauma endured from accidents earlier in life, that left a steel plate implanted in his skull. Nora chooses to bring Evan to the Artisan in London, and shortly thereafter Bathurst attacks the Believers' headquarters, but finds nothing. However, after a session inside Artisan's machine, Evan unlocks his memories. Treadway was murdered by the previous Bathurst not long after Abel and Leona. The Believers collected his body and returned it to the hub, where it remains in a chamber. Evan remembers that he had cut open his belly and inserted the egg inside. Bathurst used to be a comrade of Treadway. They spent centuries fighting beside each other. However, Bathurst became disillusioned with the Believer's mission and began attempting to end the reincarnation. The egg was the product of that search. When activated, it will attack the DNA of living beings and destroy life. Bathurst spies on the believers and has discovered that the egg was concealed within Treadway's body from his past life. Bathurst group attacks the artisan's facility, killing Trace. Treadway and Nora manage to escape as Kovic stays behind to fight the nihilists and give them a chance to get away. Kovic kills many of Bathurst's team members. Bathurst battles Kovic and destroys him. Bathurst then returns to the hub and retrieves Treadway's previous life's body and transports it to Scotland. Bathurst finds the egg inside the body, as expected. Nora attacks Bathurst's headquarters but fails to kill him. Evan was injured in the previous attack and was being treated by the artisan. Reinforcement for Bathurst arrives and attacks Nora. Nora, hiding on a tree, attacks one of them with her beautiful kick. Nora then grabs a gun and kills two of Bathurst's men. Evan arrives and joins Nora. Nora and Evan join forces to attack Bathurst's headquarters, where he prepares the egg for launch. The artisan arrives and kills some of Bathurst's men, Nora slightly injured. As Evan gets near, Bathurst gets on a plane with the egg and Evan follows him. Bathurst fires the dethroner at Evan, but the bullet strikes the steel plate in his skull, allowing Evan to launch a counterattack. During the fight that follows, the device containing the egg is ejected from the plane. Evan jumps after it and Bathurst follows. The two battle in mid-air, and Evan manages to stop the countdown by retrieving out the egg. He fires at Bathurst with a dethroner, guaranteeing that Bathurst cannot be reborn. Evan drowns in the ocean with the egg. Meanwhile, Nora and the artisan destroy the chips, freeing the souls of the believers Bathurst trapped, including Abel's. Years later, Abel and Nora are reincarnated, and they meet at the beginning. Evan is reborn in Jakarta, Indonesia. The artisan, now older, visits and presents a katana sword to the younger Evan, who regains his memories upon recognizing him. Then the artisan leaves.